Yes, please. So, Cynthia, can you speak out for your friends to comprehend what you're trying to put across? What are you saying again?
Sensation
Yes.
is defined as a process by which sense organs gather information about the environment and translate it to the brain for initial processing.
Okay. A process whereby actually sense organs gather information from the external environment, and then that information is transferred to the brain for interpretation and the have a meaning out of that. For that way. Yeah, so here we are saying perception is nothing else but the way we interpret the sensations and make sense of everything around us. Basically, you have to know that these are two processes, but they complement each other. They go together. All right? Sensation and then perception. Well, the knowledge or information that we got from our sensory system make us to become aware of that particular thing or object or information. Once again, the knowledge or information that we got from our sensory system make us to become aware of that particular thing or object or information. Full stop. The process of getting aware or meaning of those things or objects or information is known as perception. The process of getting aware or meaning of those things or objects or information is known as perception. I don't know whether you're trying to get sense out of this. Anybody in the team? What's your take on this?
The information that we point to the knowledge that we use, that we got from our sensation and time. Repeat it.
Oh, once again, okay, thank you so much. The knowledge or information that we got from our sensory system make us to become aware of that particular things or objects or information. The process of getting aware or meaning of those things or objects or information is known as perception.
So, the knowledge and information we got, that means that after we have felt something,
After,
let's say, we have felt something,
yes,
or smelled something.
Mm-hmm.
So the smell, the touch, and everything, it's like now comes to the way we are seeing the things.
Mm-hmm.
If we hear a certain smell, and then we conclude that this smells very nice, or it's a very bad smell.
Mm-hmm.
When we touch something, let's say we have touched the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So after sensing that it's fire, a person screams because of the pain that, yeah. So everything that we after reacting to the sense and everything, it's now perception. It's now how you've seen the thing, and you conclude that this is good or this smells bad. That's my own.
That's your own interpretation. That's your own understanding. You're not allowed to don't kill yourself. Thank you so much. Your friends are just allowed.
Cynthias, talk about, the Sakinas. They're here for you. They will help you. Don't worry, my dear. Thank you so much. Yes, Sakina. What I say. Don't worry. Don't kill yourself. Choose anybody else to answer for you. You may choose Cynthia to do for that. To do for that. To do that for you. Mm-hmm. Any input?
I think since we are saying perception is the way we see things, we understand things, right? So connecting to this point, I think connecting to what Sylvia has already said, when you smell something or touch something, in terms of smelling, you can smell something and you can know that maybe someone is eating the food with smell, because you have smelled the smell and you know that it's smell. And the very same smell, someone can conclude that it's smell. Maybe they conclude that it's to maybe it's smell. That means we are seeing things in a different way according to the way the person has smelled and feel it could be maybe this.
Yes. That's it now. You can answer you. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, basically, what you have to understand is we get messages from external environment, and then once again, as I've said earlier on, these messages they are taken to what's to the brain, and now the function of the brain to interpret these messages, and then their meaning is what given in the brain, and then that's now when you come to the point of understand what Bible is saying, and then you will even able to say, I know now these things, and then you give your views. And the views you are giving after actually the message has been integrated in the brain. That's perception. So bear in mind, perception and sensation, these are two processes which complement each other.
Simply saying, the process of detecting a stimulus and assigning meaning to it is called perception. That's nice, right? Simply saying, the process of detecting a stimulus and assigning meaning to it is called perception.
And what?
Assigning meaning to it is called perception. Full stop. This meaning is constructed. This meaning is constructed based on both physical representations from the environment and our existing knowledge. Once again, this meaning is constructed based on both physical representations from the environment and our existing knowledge. Full stop. For example, the sound we hear or experience from a distance could be sensed as sound made by a spinning bus, not a motorbike. Full stop. The sound would be sensed. The sound would be sensed by auditory sensation. By auditory sensation. But interpreted as the sound made by a bus is our perception. Full stop. We should also know that this perception could be made only if we had experienced the same sense before and retained it in our memory. Once again, we should also know that this perception could be made only if we had experienced the same sense before and retained it in our memory. Any input on that one? Before we move on?
I think it's trying to mean that the perception, it happens if we experienced it before. Like you've heard the smell of something. For the first time, you're not sure of what the smell is. Like she said, like they said, we're smelling cinnamon. At first, you're not sure if it's cinnamon or it's turmeric. So the second time you're smelling the thing, you actually be sure that this is cinnamon. Because you had an experience of the smell before, so you'll be sure of what the smell is.
Okay. Or speaking for the first time, it will be very difficult for you to understand, to know what kind of smell is this one. Secondly, because now you have experience, you'll be now able for you to take to say, this smell is not of nyama, no, right? This smell is of. All right? This particular thing or the what? Tsunami or whatever. Wow, thank you so much for the input. Anything, please, in addition?
No.
No?
It's just the way you are saying.
Sorry?
It's just the way you are saying.
Okay.
Or maybe you can conclude that once you have an experience about something, or let's say once you have an experience about a certain smell, it is easy to tell other people that the smell is something just because you already have a smell and it sits in your mind. Then once you hear, you smell it, then you can simply say, this is cinnamon, this is according to the smell that the experience you had.
Okay. So it's something. Okay. Thank you so much. Now, this word perception has been defined by different authorities in different words. Here's actually a definition or definitions by some other people or guys defining definitions, also defining the term perception. Somebody say, perception is the process of getting to know objects and objective facts by the use of the senses. Perception is the process of getting to know objects and then objective facts. How? By the use of the senses. By the use of the senses. Okay? That is according to Woodworth, 1949. Woodworth, so just put dash, like the way RS Woodworth, and 1949 in bracket. 49. Woodworth, RS Woodworth, 1949 in bracket. Now, here comes another gentleman with his definition of the very same term, perception. Perception is a process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions perception is a process by which individuals organize and interpret their impressions. That's IMPRESSIONS. Impressions, in order to give meaning to their environment. You write dash Robbins 2010. Robbins 2010. Robbins is saying perception is a process by which individuals organize and interpret their sensory impressions in order to give meaning to their environment. Now, what are you going to say? What could be your comment on these two definitions by these two authorities? Anything you want to give, don't do nothing to kill yourself or bite yourself, just give us something, a little on this. what I want is to flow together and make sure that we really understand we get the concept and understand the concept and yeah.
I think it's just trying to say that perception is just about interpretation of the sense of the senses. Is the first one, the first definition says perception is the process of getting to know objects and objective facts by the use of the sense. This one says that perception is the process by which individuals organize and interpret their impressions in order to give meaning to the environment. So perception is, in general, is just talking about giving out a response to the senses after you've sensed something. So it goes to the brain, they interpret and then you give out the feedback to the environment.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's move on in the interest of time. Now we now to talk about some characteristics of perception. Some characteristics of perception.
Perception is a meaningful interpretation of received stimuli through sensation. Once again, perception is a meaningful interpretation of received stimuli through sensation. Of received stimuli or stimuli through sensation. Okay. Secondly, it is objective and needs retention of past experiences. It is objective and needs retention of past experiences. It is objective and needs retention of past experiences. Another point, it involves selection of particular stimuli or stimuli received through sensation. It involves selection of particular stimuli received through sensation. Then, another point as well, It lasts as long as the sensory stimulus is present and makes an experience. It lasts as long as the sensory stimulus is present and makes an experience. Full stop. Once again, analysis and the synthesis.
That's another point.
Sure. Analysis and the synthesis of sensory stimulants. Takes place in the process of perception. Takes place in the process of perception. Anything else from anybody else, or any input from anybody else in the team? This? Having taken those points in your notebook, what are you saying? What can you say on any of those points? Not everything.
I say that sensation will come in hand with
perception works hand in hand with the sensation. Okay? Thank you so much. Yeah. Sorry?
What's yours to say? Confession.
Remember, Sylvia, you came along here. You are a different person. You are so unique. Tell us your points. Yeah.
Sensation, perception. I think perception is a result of sensation. So
Perception is the result of
sensation.
sensation.
After sensation, then there is perception.
Perception.
So there can be perception without sensation.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm on it now. Sakina, in the team. What I say? Sakina is having almost the same viewpoint. Let me cap hands for you, thank you. Okay, can you write this in capital letters? Gestalt, principles of perception. Gestalt, principles of perception. Remember Gestalt psychology. Gestalt, the term, we spell it this way: GESTALT. Gestalt, principles of perception. Okay? And that will like this. The German psychologists. The German psychologists.
The German.
Yeah. German. Psychologists. Psychology, right? Of this early century, called as Gestalt theorists. Called as Gestalt theorists. Theoristic, you add S at the end. Proposed theories on visual perception. Proposed theories on visual perception.